Hello again, and welcome to my creative African cooking channel, Ndudu by Fafa. Mia wezulu, Ndudu by Fafa ya. Koba Ndudu and Yukwelu. Fafa, come on Ndudu, Nablo Fafa. Alaba flavors are all my bala. Ndudu vivi, Hello, gorgeous people. Thank you again for joining me for another experience with Fafa. Now, if you're a foodie, this is the right channel for you. Now, today's ingredient is the Red Finger Millet, which is one of the healthiest ingredients that you need to try. This is readily available in most Asian shops, and you can get it online as well. So what are you waiting for? Now, if we're talking about millet, in Ghana, we have the ever popular Hausa Koko, which is made out of the pearl-like millet that you can see here, and it's actually infused with some spices, and it's just incredible. Now, I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can familiarize yourself with that recipe. There is also this beautiful millet, which I will talk about in another recipe, but for now, let me concentrate on the red finger millet and why it's my favorite ingredient, especially in my weight loss journey. So it's gluten-free, number one. So that works perfectly for me as an IBS sufferer, most definitely. But it also contains a special amino acid, which is known as tryptophan. Now, this reduces one's appetite, and it's actually high in fiber. The content of fiber is high. So it means that it keeps you fuller for much longer. Yes, and that's the thing, because you have to cut down on the calories when you're going on that weight loss journey. Now, what I've done is I've turned this into a porridge, but I've incorporated the Ghanaian Hausa Koko's flavor into this, and I've just done it with my own shenanigans. Yes. Now, if you've not clicked the subscribe button yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. And if this is your first time, you're welcome. Thank you. And to my loyal subscribers, me love you for you. So anyway, we need to soak this. Best to soak it overnight, but if you can soak it for a minimum of 2 hours, that's still fine. So after soaking, just rinse your red finger millet, as you can see me do here. So I'm just going to add some water to it to make sure it's well rinsed. Then I'm going to transfer it to a saucepan and add some water, and I'm going to bring this to the boil. Fafa, come on, Ndudu, Fafa. Alaba flavors are all my bala. Ndudu vivi, Now, starting off with my cinnamon stick for that warmth and sweetness. Yes, it goes in. For that spicy kick, I've got my ginger and my green chilies. You can use your red chilies, not a problem. So I'm increasing my metabolism when including these ingredients. Now, for that sweetness, again, I'm using the African nutmeg. You can use your normal nutmeg in the absence of that. And I've got the cloves, which is definitely good for your mouth, for good breath, And in the morning, you need that as well. And of course, I'm not going to forget my echo or wintia, or may I say grains of salim, as one does. Yes. And I'm just going to mix everything together till it's well combined. Guess what? On that medium to very low heat, I'm going to allow this to cook further until it thickens up and is just so beautiful. And that will take a further 15 minutes for you to get that thicker consistency that I'm looking at. And this is it. Now, at this point, you can actually choose to eat your porridge just like this. So I'm going to do it two ways. Now, the first way is I'm going to blend this. I'm going to end up with a beautiful creamy consistency. But of course, I'm adding a little bit of water before I do so, because this was a little bit on the thicker side. Now, do not worry. I'll leave the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog in ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com, so do check it out. And of course, I'm adding my salt to taste. So now I think it's ready for me to do my blending. Now I'm going to take my cinnamon stick, some of my African nutmeg, the winter echo or grains of salim out. Now, the amount of cloves that one uses, I'd say, is to your personal preference. It depends on how strong you want your porridge to taste of cloves. So I would definitely, as I said, leave the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com, and that should guide you. I'll leave the green chili as well as the ginger in there because I need it spicy most definitely, because I need to increase that metabolism. And of course, at this point, I'm taking the tip of the green chili off. And then this is where it gets interesting. So you can blend half of this and leave the remaining half, okay? Or you can blend it all. So in one instance where I blended half and then mixed it with the remaining half, I ended up with this sort of dark, silky like porridge as you can see here. And then what I did was added a tablespoonful of my natural yogurt. So this is one that was inspired by the Ghanaian Burkina, which is also like this beautiful drink, which is made out of millets as well and mixed with yogurt. So yes, so you have this spicy Hausa Koko sort of like, you got that tangy yogurt flavor going through. Now, this is a match made in Ndudu's heaven. It be your mouthful. What goes in your mouth, it be your business. You know what I mean? And definitely what goes in your stomach will show up on your skin. So yeah, definitely eating well is the important thing, most definitely. And look how beautiful and creamy this is. It's so interesting and so good. Alternatively, you can still achieve that creamy consistency by blending the entire millet and you end up with this creamy like looking porridge. You don't need to add your yogurt at this point, you see. So in the absence of yogurt, you can still enjoy this bad girl, but in your own way. You see what I mean? And then you can actually add a little bit of water to your preferred consistency. And I think this looks incredible. I'm just going to allow this to simmer for about 3 minutes. And I think that this is going to be ready for me to serve. Now at this point though, I've added 2 tablespoonfuls of sugar, and I prefer to do this now because when you actually add the sugar now, it means that one uses less sugar overall. If one has to add sugar individually, then it means the amount of sugar that is used to one's individual taste just increases. But this, we're trying to make it healthy, and I use my brown sugar here. But yeah, you can use your date, you can use your honey, you can use any sweetener that you prefer, or you can enjoy it on its own, just like that. Why not? And I think that this is not any other food. This is Ndudu by Fafa. And I hope I've given you that reason to click the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, and the notification button, which means each time I upload a video, you are notified of it. As I mentioned earlier, I'll leave the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog, ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com. I'm also on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook as Ndudu by Fafa, so do pass by and say hi, and of course Instagram as well. Norel, thank you very much for my theme song. You're just amazing. I'm loving it. And the feedback is so impressive. Thank you. And until next time, kings and queens and beautiful people, thank you for joining me today for another foodie experience. Now, don't forget to leave your comments below and do try the recipe. And yeah, until my next experience with you, take care of you, be nice, be beautiful, be your gorgeous self. And guess what? I love you for you.